Hey everybody, welcome back to Going for Two with Jack Taylor. My name is Jack Taylor.
And my name is Hunter too.
And we are so glad to finally be back here bringing a podcast to you guys. It is a Tuesday as we're recording. You guys probably won't hear this until Wednesday, but we're glad to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. We're a week late, but we're here.
Yeah.
Didn't have any football, but who cares that we didn't have another Mississippi State loss?
Yeah, so keeping on the tradition from last week, I know it's not a Monday right now, but we are going to do some Motivation Wednesday, if you will. And so I just want to get that started real quickly here. So this one's not necessarily like a quote like it was last time, but when it comes to breakfast, the chicken is involved, but the pig is devoted. So and that what that means in application is that the chicken, it gives a little bit, but it doesn't sacrifice its life for the meal, right? The pig lays down its life. The pig gives everything it has. And when you're in a team, when you're on a project, something like that, you want to be the pig. You want to give everything that you have, give it all you got. And when I think of a breakfast, I don't think of the eggs first. I think of the bacon first. So there we go. There's your motivation for this week. Hopefully that powers you through any football that you watch this week, any work or school you got, finals week. So there we go.
Thanks, Mike Leach.
There we go. Yep. From Mike Leach himself. So, Hunter, I know we didn't have any Mississippi State football this weekend, but what do we have in store for the day?
It was a pretty good week of college football. I didn't watch much.
Yeah, not much SEC football either.
No, there really wasn't. And then we had some Instagram questions. But more importantly, we have a special guest today.
For the first time in the history of Going for Two, we have a special guest. We're excited about that.
So, coming to Going for Two today is Megan Underwood.
Star of the Arkansas cross-country team. So
Saturday, I was at the SEC cross-country championships. So we had this little deal with Megan that if she got top 15, we'd have her on the episode here.
Oh, yeah?
So, Megan, you got top 15, didn't you?
I did. It came down to me and a teammate at the line, and I had to out-lean her, but I was just thinking about the podcast.
She was a freshman, though, right? So she deserves that.
Exactly.
There we go. Upperclassman for the win. So, Megan, we do have a few questions for you since we have you. And question number one, so how has this season been different than any other because of COVID?
Well, I mean, like a lot of other sports, we've had a condensed season. We've only had 4 races instead of our usual 11 or 12. We also get COVID tested every single week. I have a pretty great 1 second a day video of only COVID tests. It's 12 seconds long right now. I think I've had 17 tests.
Yeah. Wow.
I haven't had a single one, so I'm glad I'm not an SEC athlete. Cries. Okay, Megan, so for people that know nothing about cross country, our high school didn't even have it.
Yeah.
What are there any running strats that you can tell us or? Yeah.
There are a lot of running strategies. I don't know many of them for cross country. I was not supposed to run cross country in college, so it's kind of a joke every time I step on the line. But no, it's a 6K, so some people like to go out hard and get a good spot going early and then just kind of coast the rest of the race. I'm more of a go out incredibly slow and just try and pick people off and hope that I'm dying less than other people are dying. And then some people just like to try and sprint the whole time.
Yeah. And so obviously, we know how far a 6K is and it converted to miles, but just for those who don't.
Yeah, please, in miles.
Enlighten them.
I think it's about 3.78 to be exact.
All right, I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
Just for the viewers.
Just for the viewers.
Yeah, our listeners there. So, all right. Question kind of diverting from cross country just for a second. Are birds real?
As a member of the Bird Brigade, I have to keep this on the DL. No, they're not.
Birds are not real.
Spreading the feathered gospel. They're government drones. All been replaced back in the 1970s under the Nixon administration. You can read about this on birdsaren'treal.com.
All right, so you heard it here first. Birds are not real. From Megan Underwood.
Didn't think we'd get there today, but
Yeah. Oh, well, weekend without football really does it to you. Got to talk about cross country. Got to talk about birds. And one final question. What is it, Hunter?
Okay, Megan. People would like to know, what's your favorite pregame hype song?
Without a doubt, hands down, Sandstorm by Darude.
Sandstorm by Darude. Okay. All right.
Okay, Jack, what's yours?
I'm going Jordan Belford. Throwback to high school soccer. That was always blaring over the stadium speakers at Mustang Field.
Okay, so mine, last time I did anything competitive as a sport, I'd probably have to go Drop the World by Lil Wayne.
All right.
That song just
I feel it.
It's great.
I feel it. Right.
So, Megan, thank you so much for coming on today. Any other time you want to come on, just call us and you can definitely be here.
Yeah.
Or, just randomly be in Starkville again.
Thanks for finally acknowledging cross country is a sport.
Yeah.
Made history on Going for Two today. Our first guest speaker. Hopefully many more to come. Thank you again, Megan.
Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk about last week. We didn't make picks for these games. I'm sure if we did, we'd probably get about 3 of them right.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's just a relaxing weekend, not having to worry about my picks being wrong, not having to worry about losing.
No
Just
hot takes.
Stress-free.
It felt
Absolutely.
good. Okay, so game 1, I watched a little bit of this one. I didn't watch much, but Arkansas at Florida.
Yeah.
And the one takeaway I have is Trask is really, 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 really good.
Yeah. Once again, Arkansas, just a really scrappy team. They fought in this one for most of the first half, honestly. But
Felipe played pretty good, in my opinion.
His return to Gainesville, and he did pretty well. But Florida they proved that they should be a top 5 team. And so they ran away with this one. I think the final score was 56-21, something like that. Maybe 63, something. I don't know. But they put a lot of points on the board.
I cannot wait for the SEC championship.
Yeah. Kyle Trask versus Mac Jones is going to be awesome. So,
that may decide the Heisman.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
And so Arkansas is pretty good, but Florida proved they might be a playoff team.
And Kyle Trask is top 3, top 2.
He might be the best quarterback in the SEC.
He's fantastic. Okay, so game number 2, we have Wisconsin at Michigan. And
It's just our weekly, let's laugh at Michigan.
It's a Harbaugh life.
I might have to sing Annie again this week. But, man, Wisconsin absolutely wiped the floor with Michigan this weekend. Man, that was fun.
I don't know what Harbaugh does about this. Like,
Oh, he loses his job, I'm sure.
oh, maybe. They may be Auburn, so, like, they just expect 4 losses.
Yeah, maybe so. All right, so next game, we're moving on to the other school in Michigan. We got Indiana at Michigan State. And
Michigan State beat Michigan, but Indiana taking care of business in the Big Ten so far.
Yeah.
Big game coming up this weekend, Fields versus Indiana. So.
Yeah. So is Indiana, are they a top 10 team right now?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they are number 10. maybe?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they may be 8. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But Indiana, they've been scrappy, won games. I think they're really good.
Yeah. So we thought it might have been a fluke when they beat Penn State on the controversial call early in the year, but they've proved that that wasn't a fluke. So
that kind of leads us into our 4th game here, Penn State and Nebraska.
yeah, Penn State has not won a game yet. 0-4.
How's it feel being better than Penn State?
I mean, I don't want to play them, but
They'd beat the brakes off of us.
yeah. But was it Scott Frost? That's the coach at Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Finally. I mean, he might
Do you
have a
call
little.
this a big win.
Might have a little bit of job security now. He didn't have any before this game for sure, but I'm sure that's a big win for him.
Okay, and then game number 5 is Notre Dame, which has turned a lot of people into believers over the past 2 weeks. Clemson and now a scrappy Boston College team, just not letting them stay in the game.
Yeah,
I know the score looks like it was a close game, but
It was not.
Yep.
Yeah. Ian Book had an incredible game in this one. Boston College, who really hung around, almost beat Clemson, and couldn't do the same against Notre Dame. Notre Dame really took care of business.
man, they really should have done that against 2 top 2 teams 2 weeks in a row. Can't believe Boston College.
So, and now, the game that I was really excited to watch just because I wanted to see Ole Miss lose to South Carolina, and it almost happened. South Carolina had a lead in the 4th quarter, but that Ole Miss offense is just incredibly good.
Yeah.
Matt Corral is really, really good for some reason.
When he doesn't have a 4 interception game,
Yeah,
he's lights out.
I think they put up 24, maybe 28 points in the 4th quarter.
That's
They were
crazy.
electric. And but the one takeaway that I saw from this game, mostly on SportsCenter, was that Lane Kiffin threw his clipboard up in the air like 30 feet on a blown coverage.
Dude, he drew that one up. He's like, it wasn't even anything that like looked like it would like bait the coverage to doing anything.
He just ran up, and there was no safety anywhere near him. So, I mean, great play.
Good play call, Lane.
Mike Leach would never. So, but yeah, I mean, Lane Kiffin's an entertaining guy to watch. Just thought that was a little overrated there. But
He was sprinting down that sideline.
I want to see Mike Leach do that one time. I want to see someone other than Grumpy Cat on our sideline. But, I guess that's what we signed up for.
Okay, and another thing that came out of this game, Muschamp is out.
Yeah.
So, new South Carolina coaches. I've heard Billy Napier.
And who would have thought? So Will Muschamp was the coach at Florida at one point, and he did bad at Florida, so they fired him, and so he goes to another school in the same division with less resources, less talent,
and a more talented SEC East.
Yeah. So did they really expect anything different than what he gave them for 4 years?
How did he have a job for 4 years?
I mean, I'm sure he'll be a good coordinator at some point in the future.
He's going to go back to the Nick Saban Witness Protection Program.
But yeah, definitely excited to see who the new South Carolina coach will be. I've heard Hugh Freeze, I heard Billy Napier, like you said, but I mean,
I've heard Muschamp D coordinator at Texas A&M.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Could be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, for big games last week, that's about all we have. I know
there weren't many games.
Yeah, and there was a lot missing due to COVID, but
remember last night when we almost had the Egg Bowl this week?
Yeah,
that was weird.
That would have been a disaster. But so I guess that's all we got, and we're gonna move on to some Instagram questions.
And luckily, we got a few of them. So.
Yeah. So thank you guys for giving us half the content of this show. So if you guys do it, like we say every time, if you have any questions for our show that you want answered here, then just send them to us at Going for Two. Obviously, we enjoy answering them, and it gives us a lot of content for the show. So please do that next time.
Okay, so first one, it's a NFL question. It's from Spicy Dumpling 17. It's, will Jameis Winston keep the starting role?
I mean, I don't think Drew Brees is coming back really anytime soon, so I guess Jameis has got it for right now.
I mean, 35,000. Jameis is great. I wish I had Michael Thomas in fantasy right now, because I know one thing about Jameis, and he's taken one look and then he's thrown it to Michael Thomas.
I mean, I know the stat that jumps off the page when people look at Jameis Winston is how many interceptions he throws, but dude led the league in passing yards last year.
That's a lot of yards.
Yeah, and passing touchdowns, obviously he's got a lot of those too. So, I mean, I don't think that he's going to do a bad job for the Saints.
I'm excited to watch him.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's getting... I mean, maybe Tommy Stevens will get called up from the practice squad.
That talking about disasters, that would be one.
I mean, if they put Taysom in at normal QB, Tommy...
Maybe so.
I'd like to see Tommy in number 83 or whatever they have him wearing. Oh, what a fall from... Just kidding. There was never any grace in Tommy Stevens.
No.
Okay, so Daniel Hopkins, will there be a new console giveaway? Old Piss changed his Instagram name, gave us a shout out. We didn't get to 500. I think we're still maybe possibly being on that. So if we get to 500, we'll cross that when we get there.
Yeah, so if you guys want to give us shout outs, if you guys know some big accounts that can do the same, then yeah, if we get to 500 followers, there will be a giveaway from Old Piss, and it'll be for a PS4 or Xbox One.
It was the Xbox One.
Okay.
It was the Xbox Series X.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, from our guest today, Megan Underwood, can today be Sarah's episode?
No.
Short answer, no. She didn't get 50 likes.
Yeah, and also, if you do want to give Sarah...
if you want to see Sarah rank the SEC quarterbacks by hotness, there's a post on my solo episode.
Yeah.
And in the comments, if you get 50 likes...
There's a comment that has 24 likes right now. If it gets to 50, Sarah gets her episode. So.
Yeah, and we get to rank hot QBs with Sarah. So
if you guys want to see that happen, please go like that comment. But if you don't, like us, then just don't like it.
Okay. From Nathan Taylor, will we play the remainder of the schedule? It's honestly not looking too hot right now.
I don't know. I don't think so, really. I've heard some stuff about the Georgia game maybe getting canceled. I don't know if those games in December are happening.
Yeah, we've really gotten to our groove with the podcast, and then we have 6 offensive linemen again. So.
Yeah. I mean, after watching Ole Miss's offense do terrible things to South Carolina,
I'd like to keep our 2-game winning streak.
Yeah, losing the Egg Bowl doesn't sound too fun, but then I also saw South Carolina put up a good amount of points against Ole Miss's defense, and I feel like even our offense could do that. So really,
that's a
bold claim, but yeah, I mean, who knows if we're going to play the rest of this schedule.
Okay, Reed Stevens, will we be a better team in 8-man football since teams couldn't drop 8? I still think that they may still drop 8.
I think they might drop 8 still. Mike Leach isn't going to run the ball, so they might as well.
I love how he says yards are yards and then won't let his QB pull it.
Yeah.
I love the air raid.
Good question there from Reed, though. That's pretty good.
Okay, from Courtney Purvis. Who's a baseball player you're looking forward to watching this spring?
I think I'm looking at Cameron James, Keegan James's little brother. I think he's moving over to shortstop this year, kind of taking over Jordan Westberg's spot. And we saw last year for that little bit of a season that we had that he's good at the plate, he's good in the field, and excited to see that middle infield get shored up again.
I'm excited to watch Rowdy. I think another year matured Rowdy will be awesome to watch. I think he's going to get a lot of hits this year.
Yeah,
I'm just excited to see it.
He's going to be
He's going to dunk on his sister.
He's going to be our hitter over 400, so that'll be fun to watch for sure.
Okay, so Drew Robinson, why is fantasy college football not a thing? Okay, so in normal years, you'd have your playing against the FCS opponents. So, like, those games are automatic. Like, your quarterback's getting 60-plus points in fantasy.
Yeah.
So that really won't work unless you omitted those games, but I really don't see why it wasn't a thing this year.
Yeah.
I think it would have been really doable, and I think a lot of people would have played it.
I think they're definitely missing out on a pretty big market doing that. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'd do it. Okay, from Drew Robinson. Any NBA draft hot takes? Woodard's going to the Celtics.
Yeah, Robert Woodard's going in the first round. I don't even think that's a hot take. It might be a hot take to say that Reggie Perry is going in the first round, but I think he'll go middle to late second round.
You gotta love SEC Player of the Year going maybe undrafted.
Yeah, I mean one cool thing about the NBA draft though is that as a Mississippi State fan, I watch both of those guys play, and I think that Reggie Perry's the better player at Mississippi State. But to NBA teams, Robert Woodard has the higher ceiling, so he's going to go first, and I just think that's pretty unique.
Positionless, plays great defense.
Yeah, he's a great Celtics player.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's gonna. I think if the Celtics trade Gordon Hayward, I think you can put in Woodard right there. Maybe you won't get those scoring nights from him, but I feel like he can do most of the things that Hayward can do.
Yeah, and so just definitely excited for both of those guys. Gonna miss seeing them play because I'm gonna miss players who can score double-digit points. But
Adu's gonna lead us.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, another one from Drew Robinson. Biggest surprise team in the SEC so far?
All right.
I'd have to go Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's weird saying a 3-win team is the most surprising, but considering I was expecting them to win 0 games, yeah.
I really said that we were going to throw for like 600 against them.
Yeah.
I try not to think about that second episode of going for 2.
Yeah, where there was a lot of KJ getting a statue talk. There were a lot.
I'm going to delete that episode.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this, you
better go
listen to the second episode quick
before it gets deleted. It has 48 hours until it's deleted. And that is all the questions that we have for today. Thanks everyone that sent those in. Thanks for the people that sent in multiple ones.
Mm-hmm.
Those were some good questions.
Absolutely.
Some good thinkers.
Yeah. Definitely kind of difficult to draw any questions when there's not football this weekend and when there's not really good football at all. It's hard to think of questions, so thank you guys for those. And that is all the time that we're going to have this week. So thank you guys once again for listening.
Maybe we'll see you Thursday if we have a game.
Yeah, we'll just don't know about that yet, but we will definitely keep you guys updated, and we will be back here on Thursday if we do have a game. So thank you guys for listening, and y'all have a great week. Peace out. Get that bread, get that, then leave.
Peace out! We did not need a week off of this.
Dude, apparently this is like the best part of the show. A lot of people only listen this far for this.
I've seen the analytics.
Yeah.
Our viewer retention goes up all the way, right?
This is pure entertainment. Thank you guys for sticking around this far. But just go home.
It's over.
Closing time.